Hey everyone, today we are going to talk about how to replace SSD and RAM in your old laptop. So typically your old laptop will have 2.5-inch HDD. Now what I have here is Dell Latitude 7450. So depending on your laptop model, there are different ways to open your laptop casing. So for example, here I only have two screws and there's some slide in or slide out mechanisms. So first thing that you're gonna do, if you already have another laptop or your old laptop is still running, you need to make a bootable copy of Windows by using this program called Rufus. Before this, you need to find the Windows ISO file. I will not cover that in this video. And once you have the ISO and a flash drive, you can go to the Rufus program and select the ISO file and then plug in your USB drive, and then it will be detected automatically. And then there are a few options here that you need to see, such as the partition scheme and the target system. Depending on how your old laptop is set up, whether it's using the GPT or MBR partition scheme, mind that GPT is newer and MBR is a bit older. You might want to try these combinations to see which one works for that laptop. So in my case, my work laptop already is installed with Windows 10 previously, so it should be GPT. And then the target system will be UEFI. There's no other options here. And then once you're done, you just start the Rufus installation progress, and then it will guide you through, and then it will make a bootable copy of Windows in that flash drive. Okay, once you are done, we are ready to open the laptop. So here I need to unlock the battery by sliding this part to the right, and then it will pop open, or sometimes you need to pull it a bit. Okay, now the battery is open. This is a Dell battery, 54 watt hour. And then here there are two screws which I need to unscrew, so the left side and the right side. And then once that is done, the mechanism here is sliding, right? So sometimes you need a prying tool to open it, but in my case here it's a sliding mechanism. So here we can see there's two RAM slots, the other one is still empty. And let's see how to open the RAM slot first. So this is a normal laptop RAM. If you are shopping for a new RAM, you need to check whether it's DDR3, DDR4 or DDR5. The DDR is not backward compatible, so you need to check the spec of that laptop whether it has DDR3 or DDR4 or DDR5. If I shop for a new laptop RAM, so currently I have 8 gigabytes, I either need to buy 16 gigabytes or buy another 8 gigabytes if I have a free RAM slot on the other side, so you can slot in the extra RAM in there as well. So next we are going to check the SSD slash HDD slot. So imagine this is your old HDD. In my case here, it's already pre-installed with SSD 2.5 inch and it's actually just adapted from an NVMe SSD. So if your laptop has an HDD 2.5 inch, it will be compatible with any SSD 2.5 inch. So typically you won't need to worry about upgrading your old HDD to SSD because it will normally work. I'm not sure if there's other special circumstance where it does not work. So in my case here, this is the type of connector for the SSD, but actually it's the same connector with HDD as well. So that's why it's always working. So I've tried it with few different laptops. So this connector here is called SATA or serial ATA. So a normal HDD 2.5 inch will have this as well. If it is in an old laptop, it will use the 2.5 inch. Or if it is in a PC, it will typically use 3.5 inch. So even if you have 3.5 inch slot, you can actually buy an adapter to fit in a 2.5 SSD. Okay, once you bought your new SSD, you can slot in the same way as the way I'm taking it out. So you just slot in the SSD. So presumably that SSD will be empty. So later on we will be installing our Windows using the bootable USB drive. There's also a way to copy your previous Windows to the new SSD, but I'm not covering that in this video. I tried that previously using a program. So you just need to plug the new SSD in an external hard drive casing first, and then you make a copy through that program, and then once you plug in the new SSD to the laptop, it will work straight away as your old hard drive. Now I'll be putting everything back, and let's hop on to installing the Windows. Power on the laptop and smash the setup buttons. If you are unsure, typically is either F2, F8, F10, F12 or delete button. So I typically just smash everything. And then now this is the BIOS setup. Two things that you need to see: the boot priority, which means here after you plug in your bootable USB drive, you need to set that the USB drive will be booted first. So here, make sure that it is detected. If it is not detected, then you need to go the older way, which is using a CD drive to install the Windows. And then the second thing that you need to do according to Rufus instruction is the secure boot. Here we need to disable. In my case, it is already disabled. So the BIOS screen also, mind that really depends on your laptop manufacturer. So here we apply and then we exit the BIOS screen, and then it will detect your flash drive and it will boot up the Windows installation. Just a couple of setups. So here we are choosing the language, and we are just press next and then install now. So now setup is starting. Presumably, if you just bought a new SSD, then everything will be empty. But if it is not empty, typically it's already formatted. I would like it to clean up everything first by deleting all the drives one by one. If you have multiple drives, if you have only one, then just delete that drive and then press new. So for C drive, I would recommend to make it at least 100 gigabytes and then leave the extra storage as a separate drive. So you will have drive C in your laptop later on, and you will have drive D, drive E, and so on. So here you need to press apply after choosing the 100 gigabytes, and then after that select the drive and then press next. Installation is finishing and then Windows is going to restart. So one more thing here before we proceed, at this point you don't need the USB drive anymore. So either you plug it out or you go back to the BIOS setup by smashing those buttons, rearrange the boot priority to pull down the flash drive to the bottom. So basically Windows will boot up the hard drive first, and then here you go. This is the Windows that we have installed in this laptop. It's getting ready, and just follow the instructions on the screen, like your region. It will set up your username and password and so on. So here is the keyboard layout, and then you just follow all the instructions. At this point also, you can skip the internet setup. So you go with limited setup. Okay, here just set the username, and if you don't want password, just leave it empty. Okay, just a couple more touches. So if you don't want all that, just decline, press no and everything. Okay, couple more setup before we are going to the Windows screen. Now this is the Windows screen, and then that's it, guys. If you want to do additional setups, feel free to do so, and please subscribe if you like the video. See you in the next one.